Okay, guys, so I welcome you all to the live trading session. So today we are going to be trading together. It's going to be for about 20 minutes. So I need you to pay attention to what I'll be saying. As for me, I usually use smart money concept and price action to analyze the market. So as you can see, this is a step index. If you have any other chart that you want us to analyze together, you can tell me. According to our strategy, I was seeing a buy entry on Boom 300. I believe it has already spiked a lot. Let me check. Where is Boom 300? Yeah, if you check clearly, here is the entry I was talking about. So according to our strategy, it gives these entries. These are the entries that you follow. This is a very simple strategy. It will help you to know when to enter the market and how to trade. For instance, this indicator mainly uses the smart money concept, ICT, price action, and BTMM. If you check clearly, this entry was given according to smart money concept because here it broke this zone. This is the break off, the breakout point, this level. Here, this spike managed to cross this spike, so it broke the previous high, which was this one. So when it does that, you wait for it to pull back to the level where the last spike happened. For example, I'm talking about this level. If you draw a straight line here, you can see that it spiked a lot from here. That this is why it went upwards. So this is how the market moves. If you master smart money concept, you're less likely to lose your money and you're most likely to enjoy more profits. So let's look for another trade. We have another trade on Boom 500. Can someone tell me why you cannot enter Boom 500 now, according to what I've just explained? Make sure you cooperate because we don't have much time.
It didn't break that previous spike.
Exactly. You got it correct. So this is how you use smart money concept. If this candle doesn't break that point, you have to wait until it reaches the the last candle, which is this one. So we now have to wait for it to reach this blue zone. Or if it spikes again, then crosses this previous spike, then we can wait for it to pull back to this level. This is when we will buy. So we cannot place a buy on Boom 500 because of that.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. So like what I was saying, the reason why we cannot place a buy here is because the spike did not manage to cross the previous spike. So if it doesn't cross, it simply means that the spike does not have momentum for it to continue going up. So we can look for other trades whilst we wait for the ticks to reach this point. If you check again, the reason why I told you to master smart money concept is because smart money concept is the easiest method of trading. It is not even complicated. All you have to do is use top to down analysis. The moment you apply top to down analysis, we are now saying you go to H1. Then when you have gone to H1, you you go to M5 where you you will be able to notice the entry point. For instance, here, if you check here, this is the market. The market was going upwards, but here it crossed this level, which we call the break-off structure. But if it does that, let's say it was buying, then it just changes the direction. You don't enter there. You wait for it to pull back to the point where it turned. This is the point I'm talking about. If you check clearly, this is when it turned. So if it reaches this point again, you wait for it to create something like a break-off structure again, which will be this one. So the moment it breaks here, that is when you enter your sell here. Then your first TP will be this order block. Then your second TP will be the next order block. So this is how you trade it. Please avoid drawing on the screen. All right. So your next point will be this one. If you can see clearly, this will be your next point. All right. So this will be your next point. The reason why we can no longer sell V10 is because it is already oversold and the chances for it to start retracing are now high. So it's very hard for us to enter a sale now. But according to our strategy, our SL will be this node. So the moment it reaches a node, it simply means that it's going to change direction. There will be a resistance there. So if it reaches this node, there will be a change of direction. If it reaches this node, there will be a change of direction again. So please note that always enter safe trades. So if I check on Boom 300, it's going to pull back again. According to our strategy, it's saying it's going to pull back to this node. This is when it will give us a spike, but the spikes will be small. It's supposed to pull back to this level so that it can go up. Try by all means to trust your setups. Many people end up closing trades. Many people end up closing trades because of that. Because they'll be afraid of making a loss. So try by all means not to close your trades early. Try by all means not to close your trades early. You hold your trades, trust your analysis. That's how you trade. So here we seem to be all right. So what's happening here?
Can't see like two
The step index. So step index is easy. It usually uses price action and smart money concept. So according to our node, it's saying if it reaches this point, it will sell. So I want to draw a channel. Can you see my channel clearly?
We can't see it. I can't see it. Yeah.
Much
Yeah.
better right
Now
now.
it's
All right. So if you check clearly, the reason why I was telling you that this strategy usually uses smart money concept ICT BGMM. If you check, it's going to give a sale around this point. Around this point. Here. It will hit the node. The moment it hits a node, it will start to sell. Then it will confirm a sell entry around red line. So this is how it moves. Right now we cannot enter a sale because we're not sure yet. It is supposed to reach this node. Then when it starts to pull back, we will be sure that it is now going downwards. For instance, here, it touched this node, then went up, pulled back again. So we confirmed the entry when it gave us the buy entry here. But right now we're still basing with this buy entry. It's supposed to buy to this node. So this is how the market moves. I hope you are learning something. All you have to do is apply proper risk management and avoid closing trades early. That's all. So we can also check on Crash 500. To those who like to trade ticks, they are very simple again. You just use smart money concept again, but make sure you're trading. If you're trading Crash, make sure it's in the uptrend. Don't try to force the entry. For instance, here, it has spiked in this manner, right? So you wait for it to cross this point. Yes, it has crossed this level, but you wait for it to pull back. The moment it pulls back to that level again, like what happened here, this is when you enter your buy. But it is going to pull back, pull back, pull back. But you don't have to be afraid. All you have to do is close your MT5, then trust your analysis. Another thing that makes people fail to trade is just confidence. Many people end up closing trades in loss because they lack confidence. So try to master confidence when you're trading. If you think that you're the type of a person who usually panics, you can even delete the MT5 the moment you enter a trade, then you download it later. You see that you become more and more good in your trading career, because the goal is to make money, not to close a trade in loss. Closing trades in loss, let's always avoid that by any chance. The only difficult thing about trading ticks is because determining the entries is very difficult, because you can just enter a buy on crash 500, then it will spike maybe 3 times before it starts to go up. So this is why I always tell people to master trading boom 300. Like what I was saying, if you check clearly on boom 300, according to our system, right now we are basing with our system. According to our system, we can all see that the market is about to reach this node. So when the market is about to reach this node, we're expecting something from it, right? So it's going to give us a spike basing on this order block, which is this one. This is a simple technique. It is just smart money concept. What I'm sure of is it's going to reach this red line. The moment it reaches this red line, it will spike. If you can wait and see, then you see how it works. Kindly mute your mics, please. Mute your mics. Hello.
You and my whoever you are.
All right. So that's fine. So according to smart money concept, it is supposed to spike on this red line. This is the zone where there is a high resistance. So smart money concept mainly focuses on the order blocks and the breakout points. So this was the previous breakout point here. So here it is pulled back to that zone again. So this zone has got a lot of resistance. It's most likely to spike at this red line. Let's be patient and see what is going to happen. If you have got an account, you can place a buy limit here. I think it's a 2129.42 point 426. Like what I always tell people, spend 75% analyzing. All right. So in other words, I'm saying be patient, wait for the trade, then you execute the trade. Like for instance, this type of a trade, I have to use proper risk management. I have to use proper risk management. I cannot use a very big lot size because the market is going downwards. There are very high chances that the market can go against me. So I'm going to use one lot size, which is the minimum on this in this scenario on Boom 300. Let's prepare to catch the spike. All right. So right now I've entered Boom 300. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, that on this one.
When I say to those who are in my VIP, I usually highlight the risk you're supposed to risk in your account. Sometimes I'll tell you to risk at least 20% of the account. I mean, let's say this account right now is 72, right? So if I say risk 20%, it simply means your stop loss should be around $14. So the moment it reaches $14, no matter the lot size you have used, you have to close. So try by all means to use small lot sizes so that you can have more capacity to hold that trade, because the risk will be 20% or it will be 10%. So if you've got a $100 account, then I tell you to risk 10%. You have to make sure that the moment it reaches $10 loss, you close it. That is what I mean by those rated risk levels. So let's wait for it. So how do we determine that it's no longer coming? If it crosses this blue line, it will have showed us that it's no longer going to buy, but it might end up buying at this level. So what you do is, let's say it has reached your stop loss. Okay, you close it for a while, then you enter later again. So whilst we wait, let's check what happened on step. Like what I told you guys. Can you see what happened here? Close to this red line, like what I was saying. Where did the entry where's the entry plotted right now? Here, exactly here. So step index is now selling. But I can only confirm that entry when it has crossed this red line. We're supposed to wait for it to cross this red line. Let me check on H1 first so that I can see if the entry is valid. On H1, can you all see the current candle? Current candle on H1 is a red candle, which is showing us a sell wave. Guys, I told you this strategy is one of the best strategies so far. Let's check what happened on Boom 300. How many are in profit right now? How many managed to catch this spike?
$20.
Definitely. You see how simple it is. It makes life easier, but it's all about using smart money concept. So the scenario I was using is the same. I was telling you that for you to make money, you know smart money concept, right? But this thing will remind you that this point is where it is going to spike. So that is how you do it. So let's take our profit. We can secure our $12. This is how you do forex trading. I have traded the account. So it's very simple. I hope you have gained something. I was doing the live trading session with you and I managed to execute at least one trade. And I hope you have learned something. So I think I'll leave this time to those with patience so that they can ask.
Yeah, this
See,
is on the
before I
300.
before I give you the chance, I just want to tell you that crash three step index is going down. But if you are wise, you don't enter now. You enter when it crosses this zone, which has got a very high resistance, which is the red line. The moment it crosses this red line, you'll be sure that it is now going down forever. So it's all about trusting the strategy. Here we got our sell entry basing on the analysis I did. I think you saw that I did the analysis before all these entries came. So I know how this thing produces entries. That's why I was telling you that it's going to produce a sell entry around this area. Because it's all smart money concept, ICT, BTMM, and price action. Plus, even if you base with the trend lines, the price action trend lines we drew here, it's something simple. According to the price action concept of nowadays, it will pull back to this zone. Let's say right now it is sold to this point, right? It is going to pull back maybe around to close to this sell area. Then it will start to sell hard more. So to those with questions, you can now ask.
Yeah. One question on like Boom 300. So
Yes, you can ask the question.
yeah, can you post that Boom 300 chart? Only just point something out
Boom 300.
on that trend that you like drew on that line. Yeah, Boom 300. The question.
All right, so let me check on the Boom 300 you're talking about. All right, this is the Boom 300, my boss.
Even that node, right? It was a little before, isn't it? Was that your guideline basically? Then you looked for this other candle.
All right, according to this spike I caught
Like
on
spike at least once.
on Boom 300, I used smart money concept.
Yeah.
Smart money concept is the thing I was explaining before, whereby you spot your breakout points, the points where it breaks the previous spike. Those are the points I was talking about. So whenever it breaks that point, it will pull back to that area again. So when it pulls back, to that area, guys, the moment it pulls back to that area, you should note that all right, guys, sorry about that connection problem. All right, so I was saying when it moves back to the previous point where it crossed the previous spike, which is this one. Here it spiked to this zone, right? Then here it spiked again to this zone. If you check clearly, this spike was according to this point. Are you seeing what I'm seeing here? Let me draw a horizontal line so that you can see what I'm trying to illustrate. This is just smart money concept. Here, this spike crossed here. This spike on this level, right? Are we all together? So what happened later? What happened is it pulled back to that level again. Same level. And you enter your buy here. Spiked again. Spiked again. Spiked harder. Right. So it pulled back to this node again, which is this level where it crossed this spike. Right. So here we managed to catch this spike. But this spike did not manage to cross this spike. So we cannot continue holding that trade. It will end up giving us losses. So what is going to happen now? It has changed the direction. So we have to wait for it to start crossing the spike so that we have more confidence that the market is buying. So if you've got another question from what we did, I think we all managed to see that we managed to catch this spike. I hope everyone got profit from the spike. These are the very
So
big
if it
spikes.
spikes now, these 2 points, right? Would there be another entry point once it like retraces? If it spikes, just saying in theory, if it spikes
No,
beyond this.
it will be risky for you to enter another trade since